How old was your son?
He was 10.
How old was your daughter?
13.
13. And they bombed.
They murdered him.
Yes.
And told the fire department to not
put the fire out and refuse. I mean, it was blatant, and see, that's what it is. Mona's here to tell us. She said, every time we tried to come out, they shot at us. And they made it clear we're bringing the children out.
That was a darkest.
And no one went to prison.
Oh,
no one. And in the May 13th bombing, the only person that went to prison was Ramona.
In late May 1985,
yes, she was the only one who went to prison. And
for aggravated assault,
the jury
resisting
found
arrest,
her guilty,
recklessly endangering another person, conspiracy, and
started doing interviews, and a couple of them started crying. They said, the only reason why we found you guilty, Ramona guilty, was because the judge, which he had no right to do, before the jury went to deliberate, he told them, don't worry, both sides are going to be held accountable for this. So that's why they found Mona guilty, because they thought that it was going to be another trial and the officials involved in this were going to
pay for what they.
And the jury came out and said it. She said, if we'd have known this, we would have never found her guilty. But that judge had no right to even say that to the jury, because for real, he influenced them. They would have went on their feelings and they would not have found Ramona guilty.
Well, she got guilty of causing a catastrophe. Causing a catastrophe.
Of being bombed.
Being bombed.
Yeah.
It didn't say of being bombed. It just said, exactly.
She
caused it.
We come from all walks of life. John Africa brought us from all walks of life. You got people that were professors, musicians, nurses, housewives. You got some people that was into the criminal life. We just came from every walk of life. And John Africa was able to take all of these diverse people and pull them together into one fist.
Yeah.
One fist to aim at this system. Because if you was to meet all of us right now, you wouldn't be able to tell who was the teacher, who was the musician, who was the nurse, who was the person with a drug problem, alcohol problem. You wouldn't be able to tell, because that is what John Africa's teaching has done for us and made us a family. And this is why the system is so frustrated, because they can't stop this. And they don't understand why they can't. They thought May 13th was going to be the end of John Africa, the end of MOVE. No, really, they thought the federal trial, when they arrested John Africa and our sisters and brothers in Rochester, they felt like that was going to be it, because they said, and the feds have a reputation. They always get their man. They don't even come after you unless they feel like they got a case.
Absolutely.
So when they arrested John Africa, they felt like, oh, we got you now. He had the charges, the trumped up charges they put on him would have had him in jail for over 300 years. Mm-hmm. And they arrested him. And when he was down the federal courthouse and going through the process, he would talk to the federal agents, and they would be at his holding cell and talking, and they start hearing him talking, the wisdom and the strength in him. They start being influenced. And they wasn't looking at him like a criminal anymore. They was looking at him like, whoa, talk to me and help me out. But they still were saying, you're going to jail, John. You're going to jail. And he said, no, I'm walking out of here. And after a while, he kept saying it. After a while, they would say, okay, you might get released, but we're going to keep your brother here. And he said, no, I'm walking out and I'm taking my brother Alfonso with me. And the day of his verdict, he was acquitted of every charge, and he took his brother Alfonso with him, but they thought they had him. They thought like, this is the end of move. We got John Africa. He never coming out of prison. And then when that didn't work, that's when they came with the bomb, and they felt like this will definitely be the end. But it hasn't stopped anything.
No.
In fact, it's getting bigger. It's like there's nowhere you can go on this earth that they don't know about John Africa, about the MOVE organization.